Oh,
My first,
know
I
you
have
gotta do a
one
remix.
grandson, and it's also a boy.
Hit. Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ashtrays. Fuck a fair one, I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way, nigga ransom notes. Far from handsome, but damn a nigga tote. More guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. A visible bully, like the gooch, disappear, vamoose, you whack to me.
What?
Take them rhymes back to the factory.
Alright, so we got a good show today.
Mix the whack lyrics,
We got
the
my
shit
boy.
is depressing, pathetic. Please forget
My
it.
boy Steve,
You're mad cause my style
hosted
you're
by my
admiring.
girl Wendy.
Don't be mad. Yes, it's hiring. You should
So
have
we
been
get
a
ready to
cop.
get
Fuck
this thing
hip-hop.
started.
With that freestyle,
I'm Big
you're bound to
Mo.
get shot.
I'm here
Not
to
from
go.
Houston, but
And
I
we
rap
gonna
a lot.
get it
Got
pop
the
a
gap
locking,
lot.
baby.
The flame's about to drop.
Here comes a brand new flavor.
Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ashtrays. Fuck a fair one, I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way, nigga ransom
Alright,
notes.
keep it
Far
live
from
now.
handsome, but damn a nigga tote. More guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. A visible bully, like the gooch, disappear, vamoose, you whack to me. Take them rhymes back to the factory. I see the gimmicks, the whack lyrics, the shit is depressing. Pathetic. Please forget it. You're mad cause my style you're admiring. Don't be mad. You should have been the cop. Fuck hip hop.
Did you get my,
That freestyle, you're bound to get shot. Not from Houston, but I rap a lot. Pack the gat a lot. The flames about to drop.
Here comes a brand new flavor. Time for new flavor.
What?
I'm like, wow.
New flavor. Yeah, like a brand new flavor.
Reading about it, I was like, oh my goodness.
Word up, no rap, no crap,
Which is
you bore me.
amazing, though.
One to grab my dick, too
Build
lazy.
on it.
Hold it
That's
for
what
me.
I'm
I'm
saying.
straight that break.
You
Bust the
ain't
head
stopping.
string and dreads, I'm everlasting. Like it's so on procast. Attack 9, when I rhyme.
anyway.
Plus I climb, word is mine. Your album couldn't fuck with one line.
Alright, y'all, my name is Big Mo. I get the liver in your goddamn quiver. I'll get the road and I forgot my whole line. But right now, we just get ready to just get this show started. I got my main man, Steve, from Uptown Records. And now he
sir.
got his own record label. What's your record label they called?
FMBMC Entertainment.
Yeah, and we got my host today, Miss Lovely Wendy.
Woohoo! What's up? Hey. So thank you, Mo, for introducing us. I'm Wendy, and I will be the interviewer today.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting with the big man himself, Mr. Steve Face Riley.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. Good.
Oh my
feeling
gosh.
good. Can't feel no better. I'm good. Woke up. So
Hey, what a blessing, right?
yes.
Well, I have to say, it's good to know that you're also from the Bronx.
Yeah. That's, I don't meet too many people out here that's from the Bronx. Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah.
But not the Bronx.
Exactly. So I have a question for you, because they called you Steve Face Riley. Why? How you get the nickname Face?
I got the nickname Face actually, I would say early 90s. I used to sing a lot.
Ah.
I was a singer, and still sing a little bit. But back in the day, I was in a group. I was in a couple of different groups. I was in a church group. I was in my church choir, and then I was in a group called 4x4. I used to write for, and a couple of my friends. This from a neighborhood though.
Right.
But 4x4 actually went on to get signed to Capitol Records.
That's what I was about to say. I remember hearing that
Remember
group.
that group thing,
Yes.
4x4? A lot
Yeah.
of people don't remember the group
I remember
4x4, but yeah, those are my people. Those we all from High Bridge.
Hey.
We all grew up in High Bridge. That's where the journey started for me.
Hey, that's what
where
I'm
my
talking
journey
about.
started. Home of hip hop.
That's right. I was just about to say, that's the boogie, home of hip hop.
That's right.
Boogie down, baby.
That's right.
All right. So, what is FMBMC? What does-
Faces Music Business Management and Consulting. That's
Oh.
what it breaks down to. That's
Okay.
what FMBMC stands for.
Gotcha.
So we do couple of different things. I consult. I actually, I've been in the business a long time, but I had to transfer over into starting my consulting business because I don't move. First of all, I'm not in New York. I'm kind of back and forth to New York, but I kind of made my residency in Maryland.
Okay.
Over the past 5 years, I bought a place. I bought a house in Bowie, so I got the chance to do that. So I did it. And plus, I have family there already.
Oh, nice.
I have family in this area, a few family in this area already. So
right.
When the pandemic hit and everything, that's when I decided, like, let me just move here. And,
wonderful.
This was 2021. Actually.
Oh, wow.
So I moved here in 2021, bought the place, and I've been kind of back and forth since then. But last few months, I would say probably last year, I've been kind of more centralized in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Doing a lot more stuff here. So that's what it's about. Trying to bring a situation to not just Maryland, D.C. and Virginia, but the whole DMV as a whole. And that's the DMV idol that I guess we're gonna get into in a little bit. But
definitely, I definitely want to hear about that. So you do so right now you're doing mostly consulting.
Yeah, I do consulting.
Okay.
Yeah, I consult for a few different work. I consult directly for Warner Brother Music.
Oh.
Sony Records as well. I got a situation with big distribution situation I have with Sony Records for my brand that I'm using, that I'm gonna actually use to promote and market whoever the winner of this DMV Idol is.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna put them on a big platform.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so it said that your career got started at Bad Boy Records, but you work for Uptown, right?
Yeah, everyone knows me to start from Bad Boy, but it's that
you was
wasn't
in
the
there
start.
way before that.
Yeah,
though.
I was in Uptown Records first.
Okay.
And even before Uptown Records, I was in the streets then. I was in the streets even before Uptown Records. I was doing stuff in the business, just wasn't at a label or anything yet.
Oh, okay.
But I was just in the streets in my neighborhood dealing with a lot of different artists that came up. See, a lot of people don't even know, like from my side of the Bronx, Highbridge. A lot of people came from Highbridge. I don't know if you know, but big famous people came from Highbridge. Allison Williams, Orange Juice Jones, Johnny Kemp.
Oh, okay.
They all lived in Highbridge, a block from me. At this, it's a big building they call, it's called a white building. Everybody in the Bronx calls it the white building because it's a big condo building.
I was about to say it's a condo building. I know exactly where that's at.
And all the stars used to live in there back in the 70s and 80s and shit. They all lived in there because it was like high class condos. Like to live in that building, you had to have some money to live in there in the first place. So it's like, all the little stars, the rap, not too much the rap stars, but it was like R&B stars. And at that time, like Orange Juice Jones, like I said, Johnny Kemp gave me my start.
Oh,
that's who actually gave me my start in this business, the whole entertainment business, period.
Really?
Johnny Kemp, yeah.
Oh, nice.
He looked out for me. He had me handing out his flyers, his stuff, and when he was with his label, I was I'm 10, 11 years old at the time. So it's like he just told me go around, that's when we gave out flyers and stuff.
Exactly.
Put them on cars and wherever else, so that's what I was doing for him.
Okay.
And from there he introduced me to a few people that was in his circle. Cynthia Horner was like one of the biggest connects I ever met. Her name was Cynthia Horner. I'm not sure if you ever heard of her or you guys ever heard of Cynthia Horner, but she was a big publicist back in the days. In the 70s, she was big in the 70s. Like she was like one of the founders of Jet Magazine. Remember Jet Magazine from back in the day? Jet Magazine, Black Beat and all that. Like she was like on top of all those magazines.
Right.
And she's the one who did all the interviews with like all the celebrities and stuff. So she was in all the labels. Her direct partner was actually Andre Harrell from Uptown, who owned Uptown at the time.
Oh, okay.
And so that's how I met. That's how I got in the whole Uptown scene, like through connects. People people looking out for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I knew everything, but it's just like I was getting in where I fit in. You know, a lot of these kids today don't realize that. Like, they don't know you got to actually put some work in to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about relationships, and this business is about relationships and who you know and who's gonna put you on to somebody else and give you that plug, you know, to somebody else.
Right.
And that's how it happened for me. Like, you know, and so I tell people all the time, like kids around me, kids coming up, they're talking about they want to be in a business and all that. And I'm like, first of all, you can't just jump in it because you want some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come in because for one, you want to really be in it.
Yes.
It's in your heart. Don't do it for the money, because you do it for the money, you're going to be real disappointed at first, because you ain't going to make no money at first. You got to put that work in before you got to get some kind of experience before you can say, you know, everybody want to be the captain, but nobody want to be a soldier.
Yes.
It's like you got to be a soldier before you do anything else, and people don't realize that.
I totally agree
That's what's
with
wrong.
that.
That's what's wrong with this industry as a whole right now. It's like all these kids, they wanna just start from the top. Everybody wanna start from the top, but nobody wanna start and work their way up to the top no more. You know, that's just how it is. I guess the generation is like that now, but they're not gonna get nowhere doing it that way, because you're gonna miss a lot of steps. That's what they don't get in their head. Like, you wanna jump from A to D. But what about the steps B and C in between? You got to do all the steps to be successful, because then you're going to crash. Like, but you learn the hard way. I be trying to teach kids not to learn the hard way. You know, like my kids, for instance. You know what I mean? Like, but kids know everything these days.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
You know what I mean? They know everything these days. Like,
Tell me about it. I'm telling you. Yes. So what kind of work did you do at Uptown Records?
I was a publicist at Uptown Records.
Okay.
I was a junior publicist at Uptown Records. I was like, I interned for her.
Oh, okay.
You know, I interned for Cynthia Horner at Uptown, just kind of learning the magazine business. She was teaching me the magazine business, how to edit, and what I used to do was I used to help her set up all the interviews with the artists. Like, have to call their labels and talk to their secretaries and talk and get everything set up. That was my job.
Okay.
To help her get all the interviews set up and all that stuff. And I just went from there. How the whole thing and how I ended up at Bad Boy, to tell you the truth, was when Puff got fired from Uptown. He was putting a crew together. He got fired because he was putting the crew together at Uptown. He was in Uptown Records using the facility
to put his own stuff.
Yeah, and you ain't supposed to do that.
Right.
But, so he was doing some things, like he was using the studio they had in there, but he was using it for his own personal shit, because he was using it on Craig Mack, and he was using it on Biggie at the time. He was recording all of it, but they weren't signed to Uptown. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
But we was using a studio. We was using that's why Puff got fired.
Okay.
So Andre was like, yo, since you doing all this with Craig Mack and Big and all that, then shit, you can go ahead and do your thing. So he let him go, and that's how I kind of tailgated with him, because he said he wanted me to help him put the publicist department together at Bad Boy.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, it was brand new. We ain't have
right.
nothing.
You ain't have nothing.
Like, you know, nothing. So it's just like, I went over there with him. I was helping them set up interviews. That's when we had Mary J. Blige at the time. We had just wasn't even signed yet, Jodeci. We had the group Jodeci at the time.
Yes.
But they weren't signed. They weren't signing anybody yet. But they was all under Puff. You know what I'm saying? But we had a squad, man. And if you look at it now, like all the artists that we had back then, all of them are legends.
I know.
All legends. Mary's the biggest one, though.
I'm about to say.
We still had Jodeci. We had 112.
Yeah.
When we had 112, 112 wasn't even signed at the time, because all the brothers wasn't even together at the time either.
Really?
But yeah, we had 112 though. Well, Puff had the name. We didn't actually have a group yet, but he had the name of 112, and then he put it together, because it's not like they came to us with a name. we just had the name and then we just put the group together. Behind the name. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But it worked out.
I was about to say it worked out
Puff
great.
a genius, man. I don't care what nobody say about him at this point. He a genius for what he did. He got his bad points, but everybody got their bad and good. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly. I agree.
he was a genius. We wouldn't be this far as the entertainment business, period, as far as on the urban side, if it wasn't for Puff. I'll tell you that.
Wow. I like that.
I'll give him his props for that.
Oh, okay, I like that. I was just about to ask how it was working with him. Yeah.
He was tough. Puff was tough, like I am now, to tell you the truth. I kind of get, like, what I do now, how I'm kind of I get that from him. I would say I get that. How I run my business and everything, I get that from him. Because he was no nonsense. And he got a lot of shit done. When you know nonsense and you focus, you get to where you going to get to. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I learned. You can't be nonchalant about what you're doing, and you gotta take everything if you're gonna do this, you gotta take it really seriously, because you can't. This is not a business, especially entertainment. It's not for fakers. It's not for people that, you know what I'm saying, that say they gonna do something and then the next thing you know, it never gets done. Like, so this is just not one of them businesses that anybody that really want to get into it procrastinating about. You gotta get into it 100% or don't do it at all.
Amen.
Seriously.
Right. So how you feel about what's going on with Puff now?
Like I said, I think it's a witch hunt, to be honest with you. I kind of know the situation, why he's in the situation he's in, because he pissed some people off. You piss the wrong people off.
Wrong people off.
And when you piss the people that I'm talking about is the people that he signed the agreement with to run his Ciroc brand. The people that own Ciroc, and they own a whole bunch of other titles as far as liquor and all that, but they big.
Yeah.
They big in government. You know what I'm saying? When you got government connections and you tight with the government like that, and for some reason you piss somebody like that off, everything that you ever did is going to come back. They going, they want you out. They want Puff out of position.
There you go.
And they only want Puff out of position because Puff threatened to start his own it's not, what do I call it? His own political party.
Hey.
That's what Puff was trying to do that.
Really?
Yeah. So them Democrats and Republicans, they get a load of that shit. They like,
oh heck no.
Hell no. That shit is not happening. So
yeah.
Whatever Puff did back in the past or whatever, they gonna throw that up and try to soil his name. And you see all them false ass charges they got on him. Yeah. Ain't none of that shit gonna stick, because it's a witch hunt. I'm telling you. Like half them charges is probably already gone. I don't know if y'all been listening and hearing, but
because they came, they tried to even put the people's names out there, and they was like, but it was no names behind it. Some craziness.
It's
it
nothing.
Was crazy.
There's nothing they can really. They charge them with trafficking or whatever. Trafficking what? Like, they don't have enough proof. Like all the stuff that these charges they try and throw on them, they got no proof, and they try to have the public look at them in a different way, because first of all, the first thing they're gonna throw up is that his ex-girlfriend. Oh, he was battering his ex-girlfriend or whatever, but she been pled to those charges, and all that was behind him already.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, here we go. But like I said, all came down to he pissed the wrong people off, and they're trying to get him now.
Okay, that's what I thought so, but I was like, I don't know who you piss off that hard for them to come at you that bad.
Right. So he had to piss some high top people off.
Exactly.
In order, just the same thing with R. Kelly.
I
mean, R. Kelly did his thing too, but R. Kelly ain't in jail for what they say he in jail for. I know that for a fact. R. Kelly, it was some music shit, some serious music shit that R. Kelly got in trouble for. He ain't want to sell his publishing, and it's a lot to this shit that people don't know behind the scenes. Like, But that's why R. Kelly in jail. He pissed the wrong people off
Off too.
That's one thing when you get in position, in certain positions in this industry, you gotta be careful about who you piss off.
Pissing off.
Seriously, because it's not even funny. Like somebody.
They blackball you quick.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been blackballed myself.
Wow.
They call. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I'm still moving, still gotten through everything I need to get through. But I'm still here.
Amen.
Still
That's what
here.
I'm talking about.
You know.
Okay. So next question for you. You not only work with rappers and singers, but you also work with big time producers as well.
I work with everybody.
Yeah. So tell us what's your experience with working with the big time producers like what Irv Gotti? I think I heard you work with.
R.I.P. to my boy.
Yeah.
Just passed. That hurt me a lot because I came up with Irv. Irv was one of the first producers I ever worked with. To say I even worked with a producer, he was the first.
Right.
And this was between my time when I first. Well, I was at Bad Boy.
Put your mic back up. Put your mic back up.
Sorry.
There you go.
About that.
Yeah.
I was the funny thing is I met Irv through a rapper named Mike Geronimo, an old time rapper named Mike Geronimo. Y'all can Google him, but he's a rapper from back in the days, and he was signed to Uptown.
Okay.
But he wasn't doing good over there because he had a situation with a artist named Christopher Williams. Y'all remember Christopher
Yes.
Williams? Light-skinned, pretty dude. That he punched Christopher Williams in his face. They was on the same label at Uptown, and Andre wasn't going for that shit, so he let Mike Geronimo go. But Irvin Lorenzo, Irv Gotti, that's Irv's real name. Got him at Bad Boy. Between Bad Boy, we ran into Irvin Lorenzo. He was asking me to be his manager. Mike Geronimo was asking me to be his manager. How it turned out was Irv ended up being his manager.
Oh, okay.
Kind of took him from under me because I ain't have enough experience at the time.
Got you.
And I ain't know shit about being a manager. He just knew I was working with Cynthia Horner and doing the publicist stuff and all that. But then he was like, "You look like you know what you're doing." And he was like, "Won't you manage me?" I'm like, "Shit, I don't know how to manage nobody." But so I learned under Irv. Irv was the new producer, new hot producer at the time. This was before Ja Rule and all that. Like this was before Ja Rule and all that. This was before Murder Inc. and all that.
I was about to say before even he had his own.
Yeah, before all that. I go back. A lot of people don't realize like how far back in the industry I go.
Right.
Like I go back. Like I ain't all these new dudes now. I know a couple of them, a few of them, but I know like the originators. I know all the legends. Like I came up with all the legends of hip hop.
Yes.
You know, I work with a lot of legends. You know, a lot of people are gone now. And to tell you the truth, like I said, I'm still here, but a lot of people have passed on and have you. But my name ring bells back in the days with older artists and people that's been in the industry for a long time.
Definitely.
You know,
yes.
A lot of these new jacks right now, and they don't really be knowing me. But once they check me out, check my history out, they be kind of bewildered to really understand how long I've been doing this.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm blessed.
Amen. Amen. So how about with the Darkroom production? Yeah, I heard you got them. Oh my gosh, what was it?
You talking about
the negotiation? Your negotiation skills was with that one when they got them the Wire, right?
Yeah, Darkroom was when I was doing the Wire with HBO. When I was doing the stuff with HBO. Darkroom, man, they supposed to be bigger than what they are and what they ended up, but because we had a good situation to handle all the music for for the Wire and everything. We did all the music that you heard on the Wire, between the scenes, all that. We produced all those tracks.
Wow.
But when the show folded, the show kind of folded, and I kind of ended up doing some other things myself. I kind of started my own magazine too. So I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot at the time.
Yep.
I'm still doing a lot now.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, man. I sometimes, man, I surprise myself sometimes, to tell you the truth, when I look back and see how much I've done. I've done a lot. I've worked with a lot of people. And it's just, like I said, some of the people that I've worked with, they're no longer here. But, you know, like I said, I'm still here. And my boy, when my boy Irv passed last month, that showed me how close sometimes he be getting, you know what I'm saying? Because me and Irv was close to the same age. I think Irv was like a year older than me. But we all in the same age range, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when somebody in your age range pass like that, you just be like, it just make you think, you know?
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
I could just imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some stuff on me.
I'm telling you, now, The Wire was my show. I have to admit, so I love the music. So nice work there.
Yeah, we did some work, some good work.
Yes, that was my show.
Mm-hmm.
So you also worked with Billboard magazine, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
Billboard was good because Billboard was what I started doing when I left Bad Boy Records. And I started managing Craig Mack. Me and him, after we left Bad Boy, I was managing for Macworld. He had his own label called Macworld Entertainment.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So he was owner, president, and you could call me. I was, I guess, like the VP. I was there. I was everything over there. A&R. I was doing everything under Mac over there.
Oh,
I was managing him. I was, but it was really short lived, because when you get blackballed in the industry, it's very hard to be successful after you get a blackball on your name. And that's one thing I didn't rock with Puff about, was the fact that he tried to blackball Craig, because Craig didn't want to wait around for Big to finish his run.
Oh, okay.
And first of all, the whole situation was Mac was even before Big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mac signed before Biggie signed. But once Biggie signed, you know, Mac and Puff used to bump heads a lot. That was the problem.
That's the part. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They used to bump heads, always arguing and shit. You know, they just was never on the same page. So Puff was just like, Puff ain't never really rock with Mac like that. You know, so when Big came, it was all about Big.
It was all about Big.
Like, yeah. So it was like, kind of left Mac alone. Mac was like, fuck this. So he said, I'm doing my own thing. Started his own label. Took me, but my biggest problem at the time, to tell you the truth, was everybody was like, hey, shouldn't you have stayed with? I should have stayed with Puff at the time. And not left with Mac to go start the other label.
Oh, okay.
I should have stayed with Puff. But me and Craig, we had a really good relationship. We got tight. You know what I'm saying? We got tight there. And Puff used to treat everybody else the same. Puff ain't really mess with me like that either. So it was just like me and Mac was crazy tight. So I was like, once he was like, yo, I'm going over here to do this. I was like, bro, I'm going with you.
Yeah, okay.
And I went right with him. And we was doing Macworld for 3 years. But we just kept running into so much red tape with this and that, and getting his records played. Radio wouldn't deal with us. And
wow.
Because Puff was telling them not to mess with Mac stuff. Like Puff would tell the radio stations and shit not to play Mac records and all that. Tell certain DJs not to play Mac records and all that. Certain DJs that he was tight with and that was in a circle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he would tell them, if you play Mac joint, then I'm not giving you no more shit from us, from Bad Boy, like with the other artists and all that. He
really was blackballing him.
He messed Mac up. And the whole how I ended up at Billboard was once I found out that was happening. Once we found out that was what was really happening,
Right.
that was messing up our money. And I was just like, at the time, I had a new kid and everything, and I was like, let me go take this other job. And I got this other. That's how I got the job at Billboard because Cynthia Horner hooked me up with that job.
Oh, okay.
So she knew the people over there at Billboard magazine, and she was like, go over here. I got this thing for you over here. And I went over there, and that's how I was at Billboard.
Oh, okay.
So I was Billboard for a while.
You was there for a while?
Started my own, and I started my own magazine too.
That's what I'm about to say. So after you left Billboard, that's when you started your own magazine?
No, I started my own magazine at Billboard.
Oh, get out.
I was at Billboard, and
Okay.
and one of the presidents of Billboard, his name was Jeff Friedman. They wanted to have something to compete with the Source magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Source was like straight hip hop, like you
Yep.
know, it was like straight. The Source was like hip hop from the streets. So he was like, "We need something like that over here. Like, let's start our own thing over here." And he allowed me to start this my own magazine called Faces.
Faces?
Faces.
Nice.
And we was in the hood. Like he wanted us to be in the hood. Like it was an urban magazine. You know, we used to go around in the hood and interviewing all the artists from the hood, from the boroughs that the other magazines wasn't going to. Like niggas wasn't going to Brooklyn like that. Like
No.
they was, you know what I'm saying? So
You're right about
they was
that.
letting us go to Brooklyn and all that because they knew the white boys wasn't trying to go to Brooklyn. They was too scared to go up in certain places. So they was allowing me to take my little crew. And so I have had Faces for a couple of years.
Oh, nice.
So did about 4 issues. But we ran into some issues. They tore us down because we ran into some issues with I had a couple of white writers, and they used to have to meet me in Brooklyn in certain parts where I would tell them they was scared shitless. First of all, they should have been, but they both got robbed. They was both getting robbed every time they came to meet me. So the president was like, Steve, we can't have that happening. Like, the white, cause they, you know, when anything happen to white people, niggas
I know.
be outraged and all kinds of
Exactly.
shit. So I stopped the magazine at that time.
Oh, okay.
After 4 issues, they was like, it's too dangerous. They was like, it's too dangerous. We don't want the element. I was like, nigga, how you don't want the element, but y'all made me start it just so y'all can be in the element.
Exactly.
But now but now y'all feeling the real element of what streets really is.
Right.
Now it's too dangerous to, you know, and that's how it happened. That's how I ended the magazine.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to start it back up because I was going to start it back up. Actually, I started to put it together 2 years ago, but I was going to just do an online situation with it. Mm-hmm. Because now everything now
Everything's online.
Everything is online now. So it's called Indie Faces. I was going to start the magazine back up, but I had to change the name because the name was already copyrighted under that company.
Oh, okay.
Faces was copyrighted under that company.
Right.
So now I'm starting the magazine back up. I'm calling it Indie Faces.
Oh, nice.
So that's in the works right now.
So that's in the works right now?
Yeah, that's in the works. Yeah, I'm gonna start that.
Awesome.
I'm gonna start that back up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So working at Faces, did that give you the inspiration for Hot on the Block series?
Yeah, that's what. Well,
That's what it was?
that's what. The Hot on the Block series actually was a showcase, an artist showcase that I was doing through the magazine, through Faces magazine. We had our own showcase series, but it was through the magazine, and all the people that would perform on the showcase series and all that. That's who all those artists were actually in the magazine.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's where Hot on the Block came from, and Hot on the Block is still around, but it's a part of the Real Talk Music Edutainment conference that I do.
Oh, really?
I do an entertainment conference. And,
Oh, that's cool.
But I do quite a bit of stuff.
Okay.
Just trying to get everything situated and trying to get a good team behind me in this area. Because, like I said, new to the area. So trying to get some people, really good people, and I've run into some really good people since I've been here. I got a small little team. Definitely want to talk about that. DMV Idol. At some point.
Definitely. Yes.
That's coming.
Definitely. All right, so I have a question for you. You
Yes,
work with
ma'am.
so many artists. You know, Mary J, Biggie, you know, Craig Mack. So if you had to say, like, who would you say was your favorite artist to work with or produce?
My favorite artist to work with? I would say one of my favorite artists to work with that probably nobody ever heard of his name was Damon Hayward. Very good songwriter. He was a part of the group 4x4. We grew up together back in Highbridge.
Oh, okay.
So he was like one of my favorite entertainers and producers and musicians. He did everything.
Oh, wow.
But Damon Hayward, he was part of the group 4x4. Another artist that I would say, one of my favorites was Johnny Kemp. Me and Johnny Kemp was really close. He gave me my start, like I said. So
Right.
he looked out for me. I was like his little brother. Like his little brother. He used to have me in the hood. I used to wash his car. I remember he used to have me wash his car. He used to give me $5. I'll never forget that. Serious. I still got a I swear to God, I kid you not. I still got a $5 bill right now. I don't have it on me, but I still got a $5 bill right now that I've kept for, I don't know, over 30 years.
Wow.
That he gave me, and I still got it in my house right to this day.
That's amazing. Wow. Wow. So let me ask a question, right? How did you make people stars? Like, what is it in someone you be like, I want to work with this guy or work with this woman, this person?
You said, how do I make somebody a star? I can't make nobody a star. They got to be a star within themselves before I can make them a star. You know what I'm saying? The star just comes out. I just put in the work. I just help them put in the work that it takes to become a star.
Okay.
You know, and you got to be, the thing is, if you want to become a star, you got to be willing to put the work in. Star is not, like a lot of people think star is, you know, you do something for 3-4 years and you think you're supposed to hit after 3-4 years or whatever. Nah, like 10 years you got to put at least 10 years in to be an overnight sensation.
Okay.
10 years before someone even really recognizes your brand.
Nice.
To tell you the truth.
Wow.
So people get into the business because they want something quick. They want to turn around quick. They see the money, but they don't see all the time that's been put in before you see them. You see what I'm saying? You don't see all the time and the blood, sweat, and tears it takes before you even get to see that person on a national level.
Right.
Like even like Beyonce. Everybody, she's a star now, but y'all ain't see when Beyonce was. This was before even Destiny's Child. Y'all ain't see before all that hard work and all that grind and all that she had to put in before she even got to Destiny's Child.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And then Destiny's Child had to put in work or whatever before you even really recognize Beyonce like that.
True.
See what I'm saying? So it takes time. It takes time and work to put in before you. It's levels to this.
Right.
You know, and it really depends on what type of level you're trying to get to. Now, if you're trying to just be a hood star and you just trying to be around your neighborhood, letting everybody think that you're a star, whatever the case may be, whatever you faking it, whatever you want to do, you can do that. But if you're trying to seriously go to a national level and all that, you got this work that got to be done. You know, and there's no steps that you can. You got to, and you got to go through all the steps. You got to go through the steps, bro. It ain't no shortcuts.
That's the problem these days, because everybody wants a shortcut.
Yes.
And this generation wants a shortcut. Like,
everybody wants a shortcut.
Give me a shortcut, please. So and that's the problem, because nobody wants to wait. And I find like everybody wants it like this now.
Right.
They think it's supposed to be like this.
Right.
And when you was like, no, you have
but
to go
see,
to the steps.
when you get it like this, you don't appreciate it.
There
and then the next thing you know, it's gone, and then you wondering why it's gone is because you didn't put in all the right steps in order to get to where you needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a process.
Right.
They don't want to go through the process. It's like, let me just jump to the end. Like, but that's not how it works.
Exactly. That is definitely not how it works. So, just a little background about yourself. So I heard you went to Howard University?
No, I didn't go to Howard.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't graduate from Howard.
Oh, okay.
I graduated from the University of Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I went to the University of Massachusetts, and I got my associates from the University of Massachusetts. Then I actually ended up getting my bachelor's from American International University.
Oh, okay.
That's in Massachusetts as well.
Right.
Springfield, Mass. So yeah, that's where I went.
Oh my! So you traveled a lot.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, you was in New York, going to school in Massachusetts. Come on now.
I lived and worked in Atlanta. Before I came here, before I went to Maryland, I was in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's where I was living.
Oh,
I
wow.
lived in Atlanta before I came here. So, yeah, I was in the Atlanta market for about 10 years.
Okay, put your mic back up.
Doing stuff in Atlanta for about 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And I decided to come here. I got, like I said, it was just when the pandemic hit, it was just like, where you going to be? Because I didn't really want to be in New York during the pandemic.
Okay.
It was just too crowded. Everybody was too much on top of each other.
You never lied.
So, yeah, my people
And it
was
was
like...
ridiculous, too.
My people was like, my sister was like, yo, it's a house right down the street from us. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to live right down the street from y'all. I ain't coming to my house every day. So, but nah, I went, checked it out and everything. It was nice. It was nice.
Nice.
It was just too damn quiet. The block was just too
How
quiet.
about this? That was my next question for you. Like, how did you? I know when I moved here from New York, my biggest thing was it was too quiet. Literally, we had to sleep with the TV on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding you. Even my kids, we all had to sleep with the TV on because it was just so weird, eerie quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you?
Eerie quiet.
Eerie quiet.
It was, and where I'm at in Bowie, I'm like right next to. I'm about a couple of blocks away from, not even blocks, like a feet. Like I'm like maybe 500-600 feet away from you know what Six Flags is?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm on the back part of Six Flags where all the woods and shit is at, right?
Oh, okay.
And all we got over there is deers. All we got is deer. We wake up in the morning, you see deers in the yard and like
Yep.
deers, and we got a lot of deers and foxes.
Uh-huh.
Deers and foxes, and then foxes be hunting down the deers all of a sudden now. It's just crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
interesting,
interesting. That's very interesting. I've never
Yeah.
seen that before, and I've seen, like I said, I've been here, back and forth about 5 years now. Seen the deers all the time, but I've never seen a pack of. I saw 3 foxes trying to jump a deer. There was 3 of them trying to bring a deer down. I'm like, since when they started doing this?
That's what I'm saying. That's shocking because they always run together almost.
It's a little, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was a little deer. They was, I guess, I don't know, they was hungry or what, but
I guess they taking away that food source. So
yeah, well, we took away their land.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, we built where they live. You know what I'm saying? And when you build on their land, where they supposed to go, they ain't got nowhere to go, so they still in the area, and there's a whole bunch of them, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I had to get used to, like the quietness, and then seeing deer, just seeing deer out in the street, like just outside. Like I'm like, damn.
So
I've never seen that before.
One of ours, we have a lot of rabbits, a lot of little bunnies, like everywhere. So it's deer and rabbits. We see a fox once in a while, but it's a lot of rabbits. Mm-hmm. So all the kids is like always running around trying to catch one of these wild rabbits.
Yeah, I feel you.
But it's weird because it's like, what the heck, you know? Mm-hmm. I was like, I come from the concrete jungle. We ain't have water.
Right, exactly. We said might see a rat or two.
That's it.
But that's our wildlife.
That's our wildlife for real. For real. So, what is next for Steve Face Rally?
What is next? I'm glad you got to that.
Yes, come on. Tell me about it.
Well, what's next is the DMV Idol.
Yes.
DMV Idol, which is going to be the biggest thing to come to this area in a long time.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're trying to go really take it. I'm trying to take it national. But we got to start with the local markets. We're going to start with the local, our TV situation that we have right now with DC local cable. We're going to be taking advantage of, I guess, the Virginia market, the Maryland market, and the DC, because they're all connected. But it's DC Cablevision. That's who's going to be producing the show.
Oh, okay.
So we're planning on taking it to as far as we could take it, but it's going to be big for the artists in the area. We're giving somebody a 3-album deal through Sony Records. So they're gonna have a Sony label deal. Whoever win.
Right.
Also, it's not just gonna be one. It's gonna be one ultimate grand prize winner. Mm-hmm. But we're also gonna give away a second place and a third place.
Oh, no, that's
because
nice.
through the process, whoever those three, they gonna be the best of the best. Because we're gonna start with probably maybe about 150 artists and narrow it all the way down to the 3.
Right.
And this is gonna go from July to December. That's when the whole DMV Idol is gonna be. That's the duration of it.
Okay.
So it starts in July and it ends in December. So
right.
The grand prize winner is gonna be, we'll find a champion at the end of December and everything, but that's what they're going to be winning. And they're going to get as much as exposure as they can possibly want. So, we just hope, I'm just hoping that the artists that do sign up and everything, they take it very seriously, because this can change somebody's life and put them on the right track as far as like these people out here that they're always complaining about. I get it all the time. They not doing nothing for us out here, Steve. Like you got too many promoters out here that just want to fill their pockets and line their pockets with our money, but they not doing nothing for us. Like nobody's giving back nothing.
Right.
Nothing healthy, nothing real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I decided to do this DMV Idol, and just kind of use my partnerships and my relationships that I have, to really give somebody something.
Yes.
Start somebody out on something, because that's my whole thing right now. I want to give back. That's what I feel like I need to give back at this point. A lot of people gave to me while I was coming up, showed me what I needed to do, and that's kind of what I do now. I do a lot of mentorship now. Like, I teach a lot of people the ins and outs of the industry and how to do this. I have artists that I work with, that are my personal artists. Through my brand.
Right.
So, I'm kind of incorporating, I got a couple of them that I'm incorporating into this whole DMV Idol situation too. So, anybody that I work with, they can tell you I'm a loyal person. If I tell you I'm going to do something for you, I'm going to do it. I'm a man of my word. I keep my word.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been telling people, I'm going to do this for y'all, and I'm doing it.
That's what I'm saying. I am so looking
DMV Idol,
forward.
y'all.
DMV Idol coming.
The Instagram is DMV_idol. DMV_idol. At my FMBMC Entertainment brand can be found at Faces INC. At Faces INC. So y'all want more information on me and the company and what I do, that's where y'all can get it at. But DMV Idol, y'all need to, your artists right now that's trying to get on, y'all need to sign up for that. Sign up to register. You got to audition. There's nothing. You got to put that work in, like I said. So it's an audition. Y'all make the audition into the competition, then y'all got to compete for what it is. So there's nothing going to be handed. Y'all got to work. But it's going to be a big opportunity for somebody. Whoever wins it, it's going to be a big opportunity for y'all.
That's what I'm talking about. So, guys, that sounds amazing. I can't wait for it. I ain't going to lie.
It's here. It's here. The auditions start the end of this month.
The end of this month?
The end
All
of this
right.
month. So
Come on,
auditions
guys.
start, so.
Let's get it
Go to DMV _ idol, and they'll take care of you.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where you click the link in the bio when y'all go there. Y'all can register to get on the auditions.
That's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I am very happy to hear about that. So, any other shout outs you want to give out before we end?
I want to give a shout out to the team.
Okay.
To everybody on the team. I want to give a big shout out to Jasmine. She in the building right now too. She our social media manager. So she already in the building. So I want to give a big shout out to Jasmine. I want to give a big shout out to Shantae. What's up, Shantae? Shantae Douglas, Diana Jettleson, and Gina Rupert. That's the whole DMV. That's the DMV committee. As far as who's putting the whole competition and who's making all the moves as far as the DMV idol, those are the names. So big shout out to everybody.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I knew it was up too loud. He said a name, but usually when he say the name, he tells you who the guy is. This particular time, he ain't tell you who this guy is.
Okay.
The guy that sings Just Got Paid
Johnny
Friday Night. Yeah, you said his name.
Yeah.
You said his name, but you ain't go into detail who he was. So there's a
asked
lot
me
of
too
people.
much. Yeah,
I know,
I
but a
feel
lot
you.
of people don't know his
him by his
name.
name.
Okay.
Okay.
They just know Friday night. Just got paid. And by the way, Wendy,
Yes.
you was on. I was just telling her this your first time, and you was on it.
Well, thank you very
You
much.
are way better interviewer than I am. Yeah. But yeah, man, you gotta start putting the names and everything and out there so people could know who what's up. And then I got one more
You
question.
gotta remember, cause you know what it is too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, well, shit, they can just Google who it is. You know what I'm saying? But
That's true.
sometimes I guess that's too hard for people.
That's too much work.
See, that's
Don't nobody want to Google you.
Everyone's doing Google right
you
now.
talking.
Everyone's doing Google right now.
Yeah.
So,
And then if I may, because they say I was talk, I want to ask one more question.
yeah. Go ahead, brother.
I did hear that you said you liked it, Craig Mack more better, right?
Yeah.
Did Craig Mack open the doors for Bad Boy? Because Mary J, I remember Mary J was a background singer, wasn't she?
Yeah.
yeah.
So did Craig Mack, because Craig Mack was like, he was the first artist, right?
Craig Mack was the first artist. Yeah.
So
wow.
did he open the door for Bad Boy?
Yes, he did.
Hey.
Yes, he did. Craig Mack is the one who led directly to Puff getting the deal with Clive Davis.
Right.
To start Bad Boy. Clive gave him that money because of Craig Mack.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't because of Biggie. No.
Really?
Yeah, that's why Craig was so upset with him. The fact that he was responsible, he helped you get what you was looking for, and then all of a sudden, now you ain't.
Now
what I'm
you're
saying?
putting me on the back burner.
Right.
Ah.
That's how the whole situation,
Gotcha.
jumped off. And he made Biggie the face
Yeah.
when he was supposed to make.
And nobody
Craig the
knows
face.
that. And nobody
You
knows
know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah. And was really supposed to have been Craig.
It was supposed to be Craig. That was Craig's spot. Flavor in Your Ear was the record that did it all for us.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
It did.
It wasn't Juicy. It was Flavor in Your Ear. Juicy just happened to be the other record out at the same time at the time
Mm-hmm.
because it was the B side.
Right.
He had, Craig had the A side with Flavor in Your Ear and the B side record because we had two records out at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Puff put two records out at the same time. Pissed off. That's what the whole thing happened. He pissed everybody off doing that. because he wasn't supposed to do that. It was supposed to be just Mac by himself.
Right.
And then he would
get him the exposure that he needed it, and then the B record.
Yeah, but Mac just, him, like I said, him and Mac was bumping heads, so he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put Big on the other side. So he threw the Juicy record on the other side, Flavor in Your Ear, but it was still that Flavor in Your Ear was still a record that put us on the map.
Still is.
It still is.
You know what I'm saying? Point blank.
Yep. Still is.
Yeah, no question. No question. That song should go down into the Hall of Fame. I'm actually on the committee right now trying to get Mac into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh yes.
Because I'm just like, yo, they put Biggie in.
Right.
Craig should be in because for one, that record, if it wasn't for the Flavor in Your Ear record, point blank, Bad Boy wouldn't have been as big as we became.
Wow.
Straight up and down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that record, that's what blew everything else up. From that record, it blew everything else up. It blew Jodeci up. It blew Mary up. Because it put all the spotlight, that record put all the spotlight on Bad Boy. So it made everything else blow up. Everybody that was associated with Bad Boy, all of them basically, Mary gonna be in the Hall of Fame soon. Biggie made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But just all them people that just came off the Bad Boy tree because of Flavor in Your Ear, and it was because of Craig Mack.
That's wow.
But he never got his due.
And he never got his dues for it.
Never got his due. So, right now that's one of the things I'm trying to do. I'm trying
Get
to
him in the Hall of Fame.
Trying to get him on the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
He deserves it.
He does. He truly do. That was a really hot song. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No question about that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, what's good, Mo? I thought y'all was doing my red carpet joint, but
you ain't asked me.
I think I asked you. Man.
No, you didn't.
What red carpet joint? Wait, what red carpet joint?
That'll be the host right there if you do it. If you do it, that'll be the host.
What red carpet? Come on, tell me about it.
We got a red carpet that we're gonna do. Doing a DMV Idol. We got a segment where we got a red carpet. We're gonna be doing interviews and taking pictures and everything on our. We got a we're gonna have a backdrop and with all our logos from the sponsors.
Yes.
So we're doing all the interviews in front of that. So,
oh, nice.
So yeah, send me something. Matter of fact, send me your EPK or whatever the case may be, what you got, because like I said, we're going from July to December.
Right.
So we might have some time to squeeze you in and
they're the host right. They're the host right there for the red carpet.
I don't
so
mind.
we might have some spots.
She said she wanted to do it anyway. But
go
ahead and give you shout outs.
I can't promise you, but I could definitely promise you come through. You be VIP with me.
Thank you.
Give you shout outs.
That's why. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Shout outs.
I think who should I shout out? I think we did our shout outs just now. Didn't we just do some?
Yeah,
we did.
We
right?
did some.
Did you do your shout outs, Wendy?
Oh. My shout outs would be the shout out to all 5 of my sons. My team.
God Almighty, how many you got?
All 5 of my sons.
God.
What party ain't here? 5.
Damn.
My grandson, Interfaith Works. Love you guys.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Sound good.
So we're going to end the show. And it was a good show.
Pimp on pimp.
And before I end it,
Remix.
the jewels and the gems has been dropped. But right now,
Yeah.
I hate to end it, but I'm Big Mo.
Nas, Jaheim.
And it got to go, baby.